Congressman, always great to see you, and thanks for coming on and again being patient there as you were listening to former President Donald Trump as he was walking into the courtroom. Just curious to know your thoughts listening to the former president. Tough to campaign from the courtroom, but he's making the most of it.
Thanks, John, and I appreciate this opportunity. Well, you just saw a leader. You saw someone who's able to articulate himself. He's bold. It makes sense to the audience that's listening to him. Notice how he was asked a question, he pivoted and came back and answered. That's something our president cannot do. And let me just say this, though, that we need to understand what's going on. This is what's called the slow march of Marxism that started back in the 1930s. It's an ideology that works on chaos. It's not an ideology that tears at the very tenets, the very foundation of our institutions. We were now looking at taking away the immunity of presidents, in which they can no longer do their job because they can't take risks. You've already seen what's happened when they take immunity away from police. The BLM crowd came through, destroyed everything. Police tried to do their very best to stop them. And what ends up happening, they win when they go to court, lawfare again, and then we now have police that are very tentative about what they need to do because they don't want to lose their livelihoods. We're looking at chaos, the border, crime. You now see this on college campuses. A campus is supposed to be where kids come, young people, to learn, to engage, to figure out what their dreams are. They're learning to be activists. They're learning to come and tear down and not respect anything, anyone. And then we have presidents that will not, of these universities, will not have the courage to deal with that, to give them the accountability they actually need at this point. Instead, they're negotiating. They set a timetable midnight the other night, and they blew past that, and it's 48 hours now. This is totally ridiculous, and we need to get some leadership, and it starts with getting President Trump in place, being a bigger Republican majority, give us the Senate back, and you'll see how this country should be run, and we'll be running as we get our culture back and our kids back in place where they can have big dreams in the future and win.
Look, President Trump's got his eyes on New York. That was some news that we heard about this rally at Madison Square Garden. I mean, you think about New York City, sir, it is a very liberal city, a lot of Democratic voters typically here, but he says he wants to honor police, firefighters, and teachers. What does it tell you about how he's running this campaign while he is limited to the restrictions of being in New York City?
Love it. Smart. What he's doing is he's reaching out to the American people. Keep in mind, we're on different sides of the aisle when it comes to politics, but both Republicans, independents, and Democrats love our country. They want the best of their kids. They want to go out and build their dreams, build their businesses, and we've never really had a chance until now. COVID, BLM, what's going on right now with Israel, to see what evil really looks like. And now that we see that, we have good New Yorkers saying, you know what, I just want to get back to normal. I just want to be able to get up every single day, go to my work, know I'm going to be safe, come back, build my dreams, build my memories. All Americans want the same thing. And what President Trump gives us an opportunity to do is see what it looks like. He has the vision to get it done. He has the boldness to get it done. He has the courage to get it done. And he's going to get respect around the world that we get back to the country that we all know we can be. So I love the fact that we're finally talking. We, the people, are talking together, no matter what side of the aisle we're on. We do that. There's nothing more powerful, and he's going to show that in New York as we move forward, for sure.
Congressman, you mentioned students on college campuses. Columbia University has been really all the talk in the past few days in terms of headlines here as anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian protests have essentially taken over the school, and encampment is still there. Students are forced to learn hybrid now, basically virtual, to stay safe. And the school is negotiating with the students that essentially took over and set up those tents there on campus. What do you make of what's happening there?
Well, I've seen this movie before. Keep in mind, I grew up in the Deep South, days of KKK, Jim Crow, and segregation. I saw what it was when Black Americans were trying to have the same rights as Jewish Americans are today. And we said we'll never go back to that era. I've had people, former schoolmates in high school and college, years just recently, say, I'm so sorry that I got bought into. I bought into that hatred because they now realize with regret that they would have people, adults around them, teaching them this hate. We're going to come to that same position where some of these kids are going to grow up to continue to hate others, but many of them will regret what they went through and what they were taught during this time. We're going to get this back. At the end of the day, the institutions, the college institutions, should be teaching the American dream, the culture of our country, what made our country what it is, and not being infiltrated by Al-Qaeda, KKK from the other countries that we don't want to for some reason get out of here. So we need to go ahead and first of all have these young people expelled. get their student visas taken away, have them go back to the country they came from, and then build our country from within with those who love our nation, who want to become a more perfect union. And we have plenty of kids willing to do that. Let's bring that tuition down, because we're not going to end up, we're going to address all this, make it so that American people can afford to get an education and build their dreams.
Yeah, it's expensive to attend Columbia University, and now you consider you're doing it over Zoom classes. Might not be getting the value.
$90,000 a year.
Right, exactly.
$90,000 a year.
It's crazy. All right, Congressman Burgess Owens, thank you so much, sir, for staying with us through the breaking news. Appreciate it, as always.
Thank you, guys. All the best. Take care.